How did your family react when they realized you were a millionaire? When I met Ryan at a municipal animal shelter in Austin, Texas, I was covered in dog hair, wearing $8 sweatpants and shoveling out kennels. He was dropping off donated supplies. He assumed I was a struggling, minimum-wage pet groomer. I never corrected him. After a decade of men Googling my net worth before the appetizers arrived, Ryan's oblivious kindness was a revelation. We had been dating for 8 months before he asked for details about my career. I told him I was a freelance digital manager, which was technically true. I just omitted that I managed the digital infrastructure I had built and sold to a major tech conglomerate at age 26. His family was a different breed. His father, Craig, was a retired corporate executive. His brother, Kyle, ran a flashy crypto investing vlog. His sister, Ashley, worked in high-end luxury PR. When Ryan introduced me, their passive-aggressive digs started instantly. Ashley would ask if I needed her old cast-off handbags, since mine was faded canvas. Kyle constantly warned Ryan about tech guys losing half their assets to hustler girlfriends. The breaking point hit when Ryan and I decided to buy a house together. We found a stunning mid-century modern property in the Westlake Hills. The asking price was exactly $1.45 million. Ryan had just received a promotion to junior director, making $130,000 a year. It was a solid salary, but his family panicked. On a Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m., Craig summoned Ryan to a steakhouse for a financial intervention. I wasn't invited, but Ryan secretly kept his phone on speaker in his jacket. For 45 minutes, they ripped me apart. Craig demanded Ryan force me to sign a predatory cohabitation contract. Kyle insisted I was obviously using Ryan's new promotion to trap him in a mortgage he'd be paying entirely alone. I didn't get angry. I just texted Ryan. Invite them to the closing at the title company on Friday. Tell them they can review the paperwork to ensure you're protected. Friday at 9 a.m., Craig, Kyle, and Ashley marched into the polished conference room at Sterling Title downtown, looking like a heavily armed legal strike team. Craig had literally brought a printed binder of Texas property laws. The escrow officer, Lisa, handed out the settlement statements. Craig immediately snatched Ryan's copy, adjusting his glasses to hunt for the unfair loan terms. He flipped to the second page and froze. "Wait," Craig stammered, his face turning pale. "Where is the 30-year fixed loan rate? And who is Apex Holdings?" I smiled, sliding my canvas bag off my shoulder. "That's my LLC," I said. "There is no mortgage, Craig." I pulled out a cashier's check for $1,450,000. Lisa verified the funds immediately. Ashley stared at the check, her jaw practically unhinged. Kyle looked like he was going to vomit on the mahogany table. "You're paying cash?" Kyle choked out. "I thought you managed social media accounts." "I manage digital infrastructure buyouts," I corrected him gently. I signed the final line, transferring the deed to both my and Ryan's names, an equal 50-50 split. "But thank you all for being so fiercely protective of Ryan's junior director salary. It really warms my heart." We moved in, and the dynamic shifted permanently. They never made a single joke about my thrift store clothes again. But the real poetry happened 2 years later. Kyle's crypto vlog tanked, and a disastrous NFT venture left him facing a massive $300,000 lawsuit from furious investors. Facing total bankruptcy, he showed up at our front door on a rainy Sunday morning, practically begging for a loan to cover his legal retainers. I stood on my custom Brazilian hardwood porch, looking down at him. "You were so terrified I was a parasite looking for a handout," I said, my voice dead calm. "You spent a year trying to convince Ryan I was worthless. Now you are standing on the porch I bought, begging for my money." He tried to backtrack, sputtering about how family protects family during a crisis. I just shook my head. "Ryan is my family. You're just a bad investment." I closed the custom oak door right in his face, walked back into my massive kitchen, poured myself a fresh coffee, and watched through the floor-to-ceiling windows as he climbed into his soon-to-be repossessed car and drove away.